Hey, what is up, guys? New video again today. This is a watch that I got kind of unexpectedly. It has been already 6 days with me, and I think that's good enough time for me to do a quick review on this one. I got it from eBay. This is the seller that I got it from. That is his name. This guy has been on eBay for, I don't know, I think since 2012 or 2013, and it has a 100% rating. And yeah, it's a pretty solid operation. They offer, when I say guy, I'm pretty sure they're more than just a guy. They offer quite a lot of vintage pieces, straight from Japan, obviously. That is the model of the watch. Here, as you see, the expected date. There's no watch rate here stated because it's quartz watch, so it's not like they're gonna time it. It's not an automatic or something like that. Battery is replaced, and they recommend water test. I haven't done it so far. I may do it, but yeah. Anyway, a little bit after I got this one, I kind of missed having like a small, comfortable. Basically something that reminded me of my Seiko 5, the white one that I had, which was like a kind of the snowflake style type of watch. Nothing even close to the Grand Seiko snowflake, but anyhow, basically a small 37mm watch. And I got this crazy idea, let's look at some vintage pieces. What I found out that there are a bunch of sellers from Japan that offer watches in surprisingly good condition. Of course, those are, I mean, mine particularly is refinished at some point for sure. Some of those seem like have been from the 100% original state, but those are super expensive. But anyhow, let's just jump into some basic specifications. This is, as you saw the model, this is the Seiko King Quartz 0853, which is the model of the movement. Dash 8001. This is more of a number of the case and bracelet. A lot of the this particular one is made in 1975. This bracelet is original. Super awesome. I will tell you a bit about it, a bit more about it in a bit, but I just want to show you the condition of this watch. The bracelet looks like bent here and there, but this is by design. The way that is made is these middle links here, the small ones are hollow. Just focus, dude. Are hollow. So and the outer links are solid. So it's super flexible. That makes it look a little bit weird sometimes, but it's super comfortable and drapes like crazy. I mean, this thing is just like Jesus. It's simple clasp, friction based, but it's pretty good. You can see that it's, again, probably polished at some point. Nothing wrong with that. You can see even here there are some deeper scratches that they're kind of faded, which means that they have been polished and rebrushed again, and that's fine. I mean, it's 50-year-old watch, guys. The only thing that this one has a little bit messy is this part here of the dial. I guess at some point it was a little bit wet. But the watch is working perfectly. Nothing to complain about it. Here is the, come on, focus. You can see the case back. It has the hatch for the easy battery replace. Jesus, what the hell's going on with this camera, bro? Okay, here we are. Or we are not. It's focusing on my freaking finger. Okay, this kind of sorted it out, I guess. Okay, this is not gonna work. The close-ups kind of suck. But apart from that you see there, everything else is perfect. The crystal, I'm almost 100% positive that it has been changed at some point. But first of all, look at it. It's hitting each of the markers. The second hand, I mean. The day and date function works flawlessly. They change at midnight. The quick set day and date also works. The hands are in fantastic condition, if you ask me. The dial itself, try to show it a little bit like that because I'm mixing here a couple of different light sources. I'll try to get some daylight here. I think this is better. Just look at that dial. I mean, yeah, I know there's a lot of mess on this side, but I can reassure you this particular one looks worse in videos and pictures than it looks in real life. You barely notice it when you wear the watch. The case is super interesting. This is 37mm watch. I have no idea what the lug to lug is, and frankly I don't really care because it's from my wrist it's perfect. I have a super small wrist. It's like 6.7 inches, but it's kind of sufficient. That's what she said. Stupid jokes aside, perfect for my wrist size. You can see how it shimmers and reflects the light. It's amazing, bro. I mean, this watch is, I'm not gonna be saying here, oh look at this new stuff is piece of shit and this old one was immaculate, because there's no really straight comparison, because these watches were kind of pricey back in the day. I read somewhere that the prices for, I'm not sure, that may have been the Grand Quartz, because they had the Seiko Type 2, which was kind of the entry-level quartz watch. They had the Seiko King Quartz, which is actually Lord Quartz. Then they had the King Quartz, and after that they had the Grand Quartz. And one of the top-of-the-line King Quartz had a superior movement, which is plus minus 10 seconds per year. That's a movement with two separate quartz crystals, one that measures temperature or something like that, and the other one that keeps time. I don't know, it's kind of complicated. I'm maybe speaking some stupid stuff out of my ass, but anyhow, super sophisticated watch, again made in the 70s, I think 74, 75, something like that. This movement is in this particular one is nothing too fancy. I mean, it's super nice movement with 9 jewels, and it's pretty sophisticated by today's standards. You rarely see, or actually you don't see, quartz movement today that is complex as this one and serviceable and shit like that. You gotta go to Grand Seiko or to some of the Omega quartz of the recent years to find something that is, of course those mentioned are better than this one, but I mean, kind of trying to make a comparison, because the basic quartz movements that you can get today are just a basic plastic thing that is sealed, no jewels, no nothing, no gear train, at least no complex gear trains, and they are pretty much not serviceable. They work as they work, and when they stop, you just throw them away and buy another one and replace them. That they're not made to be fixed. Again, back to the topic of these watches. The price back in the day was about 120,000 yen, which calculated with inflation and calculated into dollars may have been something about $1,200 in today's money. So I'm not sure this is for the King Quartz. This maybe for the Grand Quartz, which is again using that superior movement that I already mentioned, which is I think not 9 but 7 jewels, but it has the 2 quartzes and more complex gear train and stuff like that. I don't know if it's more complex or not, but it's more accurate, to say the least. This one is plus minus 10 seconds per month. But anyhow, what I'm trying to say is this back in the day was higher grade and more expensive watch than this is pretty much twice as much more expensive. I know it seems strange today to have like a quartz watch which is that much money, but back in the day, quartz was top of the line technology stuff, and it was like cutting edge. So these things were, yeah, no joke. In Seiko, as the company that was responsible for pretty much making this technology accessible in a wristwatch, because quartz watches were discovered before, but Seiko is the company that actually successfully miniaturized and start mass producing it first in the world. So yeah, this is cutting edge stuff. And yeah, I love this thing. In person, that is so nice that I saw a lot of pictures. I watched a lot of videos on similar watches, and they seemed nice. But once it came here, the level of comfort, the level of sophistication, the build quality of the freaking thing, it just amazes me. And the way that it held up this time, this dial, it's just crazy. Also, there are screw links, guys. Screw links. Can you see the freaking size of these things? Let me just compare this to. Look at this. This is Uncle Seiko bracelet. The split pins here are pretty much the same size as these screws. Okay, the screws are a little bit bigger, but you see the links, how thin they are. And at first I was thinking that this is a folded bracelet, but no, it's not. It's solid on the side and folded. This in the inner portion is not folded. It's hollow as I said, by design, so you can have this flex, which adds a lot of comfort. And yeah, no regrets about buying this one. It was shipped to me with shipping, and the price of the watch included was $290. Of course, I had to pay VAT on top of that because European Union and stuff. So you know how it is. But yeah, if some of you guys are considering and kind of thinking, should I buy something from like vintage and stuff like that, is it safe? It is safe to buy from eBay. Again, I advise you, if you buy, go and buy straight from Japan, and check for, there are a lot of, because there are a lot of sellers, and some of the sellers I'm not sure that are super familiar with that, what they are selling, or they are selling a bunch of different stuff and watches as well. And then there are some sellers which are a little bit longer there, and they are specialized in watches. So I would advise you to check some of the sellers that are specialized in watches, and preferably one of the older ones. Again, I can only speak for these guys, Nunkun, or I'm not sure how that is pronounced, but fantastic service, super quick response to the messages. They'll give you information. They said me, I asked about the dial, if it's a water damage. They told me that the watch had actually been working when they got it, but it not working, but it had not water damage, but the issue with the negative terminal. They said that it was fixed and the battery was replaced. They sent me a 3-minute video of the watch, which is super clear, showing the bracelet, the back of the watch, the sides, the dial, everything, changing the day and date, displaying that everything works. And yeah, just ping them up if you have question about the watch. They also made me a cool deal. The watch was more expensive. They made me like a 25% off, I think, on this watch, and they offered the same amount on one Lord Matic, which is an automatic. It was made in '68 with one amazing movement, 28,800 beats per hour. But yeah, it was a little bit more expensive, and it was not in my price range. And also, I was in the market for a quartz watch. I had this idea that I wanted to get something vintage quartz, and this is why I wanted to get this one. Yeah, I'm kind of probably, as most of you watch guys, I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of having something that offers a lot of repairability and can be serviced, although there are pretty much no parts for this movement. But you can find stuff if you want to, and if there are issues, you can find another watch as a non-worker and score parts from there if you need. But anyhow, because there are plenty of those, and although these are Japan domestic market, you can find watches with these movements. And anyhow, my idea was to get a quartz. I got a quartz. Sadly, I do, which is not sadly, but sadly, in financial terms, I found out that you can actually get a Grand Seiko with a 9F movement for about $1,000, a little bit more than that, or 1,200, something like that. So that is kind of actually a reasonable target that I can look up to for like few years down the road. Seems like something affordable, actually, kind of affordable, because these are watches that cost more than $3,000 to $4,000 when new, but 10 years old ones, and you can find some of those watches which are immaculate. They are selling watches. I saw a couple of watches from 2010 with whole package with with box and papers and stuff like that, with all the spare links and pretty much spotless crystal, few small dings on the bracelet and the case for like $12 to $1,300, which is amazing price because again, in terms of repairability and serviceability, for example, the Seiko Grand Seiko 9F Quartz, that's a movement that is, the movement itself is sealed. Even if you open the watch, there's nothing is visible, just metal plates everywhere, and you have access only to the battery. And the idea is that you can replace the battery and everything else is still sealed, and they say it's lubricated for 50 years. That's what Seiko is stating. So you're getting a watch, even if it's 15 years old, you don't have to service that thing for at least another 20 years. So that's a watch that you, every couple of years, you just pop off the back, replace the battery, which actually you can do yourself. You can get yourself a O-ring for the back. Just open it up, remove the old link, clean it up a little bit where the O-ring lands, replace the battery, probably have some loop. There's some special loop that you use for the O-ring. Place the new ring, screw it back down again, and you're good to go for another couple of years. So yeah, awesome watches. Again, I started speaking for other thing, but if you are looking for something a little bit more special and a little bit more interesting, don't be afraid to look into vintage Seikos, because especially the King Quartz and Grand Quartz from the 70s, you can find some amazing deals. Let's say between $300 and $400, there are a lot of options, and if you stretch a little bit more, about $500, you can find some Grand Quartzes with that amazing movement with the two quartzes, which is again original bracelet, original finishing, and in superb condition. Yeah, so I think if you're a fan of the brand, and if you're a fan of more, how should I put it, of more sophisticatedly made movements, even though this is a quartz, but this is a quartz that is, in my opinion, made in a way that is better than a lot of the run-of-the-mill cheap automatics that we see today, because the basic ones, the NH35s and the Miura 8215, those are super basic movements that cost like $20, and yeah, they're automatic, but they're far from the quality of the movement in this thing. It seems strange, but it is what it is. This is just much higher tier watch than this. This is again double the price of this one, and this is today we consider kind of a mid-range Seiko. This would be what you consider today from the Today lines revival of King Seiko. If you go check the models, we were talking about watches of $2,000 and more. So this is what type of what grade of watch this is. Yeah, again, it's not perfect. It has its flaws and has its dings, and of course it's worn, but for the price, I think it's an amazing deal. So yeah, I've been rambling way too much. Thank you guys for watching, but yeah, I love this thing. It's awesome and recommend. Again, everybody, if you're interested, just go for it. You will not be disappointed.